Howdy people, how's it going? Yeah, nobody listens to me and it's frustrating to be my level of spirituality. Nobody gets me or understands me. As I say, I'm not recording videos for TikTok like other people. This is my life calling. I'm here to awaken humanity. So if I don't respond to you, if you said hello, I'm so focused on me, because how can I heal other people if I'm distracted? My vision, you see like that line in the sky, the trend trail, that's how my vision is in life, to awaken and eventually, or healing humanity, even as I make this video. So I don't have time for lemon 8 other platforms, because what is that going to do? If I'm talking to you on this platform, what the hell would I need to go on other platforms for? Wasting my time. You are not getting the objective of what I'm trying to say. I'm here to awaken humanity, so I don't have time. If people knew my life, I'm going to eventually write a book about my life. So even I had somebody, I like to be a bit cryptic, tell me about my life, and he said, out of me compared to other people, I'm having an extremely hard life. So I don't have time for trivial. You know what I mean? That's just not me. I don't have time. I don't even have time to scratch my nose. The shit I've been through. You know, I've had my life try and be taken away by people, by karmics. You know, I've been poisoned on a job, and then they try and flick it round as if I'm crazy or whatever. You know what I mean? But look at me with their mouth wide open like, who are you? You're not in any pain, you know, you're not sick, you know what I mean? Please. So come on people, wakey. If you know to the extent that some people here on this planet, while you can even breathe, that the dark forces are not even controlling us to the max that they want to, is because people come out of their way to help humanity. So please, no more lemonade. I ain't got time for that crap. I don't have storage on my phone, and I just don't want to be immersed. When I speak to other people, it goes, I'm not on social media. I am, with a specific purpose. I ain't got time to be on other platforms. If you've got one or two, what the hell do I need some more for? Come on people, wakey. You know what I mean? There's people like myself and whole heap of other people who are highly spiritual, who allow you to have your freedom. If you know how they have to bust their ass behind the scenes, so then the deep forces don't really anchor in their agendas, you'd be really surprised. So you guys need to wake up. You know what I mean? Please. And then, you know what I mean? Just because you're on social media and you're talking as well, and you know, I'm speaking in my mind, and you're like, oh, never come across a person like that. You know, that's another thing as well, because men are really weird. It's like yesterday I was at the gym, and I think somebody who I talked to, who had an Egyptian tattoo, he came there with somebody else. And I think that person was probably talking bad against me, because I think I know him from somewhere else, and I don't know if it was him trying to look at me, and it's like, I don't do your IQ, I'm a sapiosexual. And I was probably got pissed off. So when men are rejected, they don't like that. But screw him, because what could he psychologically have to offer me? Sweet fuck all. You know what I mean? He ain't got no fucking brain. And there are a lot of men, and I'm talking with regard to black men, how do you know this? Like, they seem to think that they're, you know, and even professors, what they whatever they've learned is what the system is groomed them to know. So why should we even think that they know more than we do? Because us highly spiritual people, we get downloads. And what more intellect can you have more than that? You know, it was the Dogon tribe of Mali who taught the French professors in the 30s about Sirius B. I think it's Sirius A and B, 13th constellation, because they try and brainwash us. Oh, you know, 'cause there's 12 months of the zodiac. There's not. You know what I mean? They try, everything they teach us is totally wrong, and we have to unlearn. So, yeah, it is hard work. And then another thing as well, how can you have certain things in common with men apart from them liking you? You know what I mean? They don't think. It's like back in the day, I remember on the scene I was on, like music-wise. As I said, I like to be cryptic, and there's this one good-looking guy, but I knew he was a dog. So while everybody's there, all the other women, it's like, no, he doesn't match up to my scruples. You know what I mean? So, honest to God, sometimes I wish I had Tinkerbell's wand and I could just go around fixing everything, because I'm just confused, really, really confused. But hey ho, that's the way it is. So yeah. But otherwise, it's all good. I made my vegan sugarless cake with agave syrup today, so it's all nice. As I'm recording, I'm standing with my bare feet. I've taken some more stuff to the charity shop, so I'm not focusing where I ought to be tidying up to get less. But even if I'm doing abstract, it all adds up in the end, which is really good. And then it's so refreshing, as I've said before, releasing stuff. It's just like, releasing a part of your chapter. So say a particular top I had, I can go back and say, oh, that was then, and that person was around then, and I didn't like that person then, and this situation happened then. So to just get rid of it, wipe it clean, it's like psychological disinfectant, spiritual disinfectant. So it's really, really good. We all need to do that. So what I found with men, they won't heal properly, and then they expect you to come along, you know what I mean? And because you're so evolved up there and they're kind of down there, you know what I mean? It's just not going to work. So even though you might think X is a particular match, it's not going to work because that person's not on your frequency or vibration. So even though they might tick some of the boxes, the main boxes they're not ticking. So you're just rhinoceros head-on clashing. So that's the way it goes. But hey ho. But there's so many, when you're high vibrational, there's so many boxes that need ticking. So when you're in the 3D, you Joe Average box, you're not worrying about so many boxes. When you're highly spiritual, there's like 1 trillion boxes that need ticking, because it's not going to work, you know what I mean? So yeah, so probably people who have been nice and said hi, I probably don't have time for that at all. As I said in the early part of this video, I'm just so focused on me, trying to fix my life, because how can I help humanity when I'm still clearing up my own head? So that's the paramount, that I have to do. And yeah, nourishing food, just do the things that lifts your vibration and stuff. So it's all good. Anyway, I've had my rant, as I'm very famous for my rant. So it's all good. Love and light, and as I said, nothing more spectacular than self-love. One love. Take care.